Hey Ken.
Hey Janine.
So tomorrow's another SAT.
Oh my God, another SAT.
Yep.
I wish there was like a simple series of steps a student could follow to be ready for the game day.
Well, there is.
Oh really?
Yeah, we're actually creating it right now. Welcome to the Princeton Review's SAT Test Day Checklist.
That's right. We're going to give you that series of steps that you can follow to be at your mental and physical best. And that all starts with the night before the exam. Our first piece of advice, take it easy. Don't party until 3 in the morning, but also don't cram until 3 in the morning. It is so much better that if you are going to prepare, do it for maybe 30 minutes and then do something relaxing. Watch a movie, play a video game, even see your friends for a little bit. But it's important that you do all of that in moderation. And before you go to bed, it's probably something very important to take care of.
Yes, you want to make sure to pack a bag with everything you need for the next day, like your admission ticket,
Your photo ID so they can make sure that you are really you.
pencils. Make sure you have 5 sharpened pencils, no mechanicals.
Right? And of course your calculator, which you'll need for one of the math sections as the numbers can get a little crazy. These things ensure that you can physically take the exam, but there's a couple more things that belong in that bag. And the first of these is a watch. A watch, especially as you'll see later, will help you take care of the time. Manage how much time you have left, right? And not be stressed because you have no idea what's going on.
True. Also, another way to reduce stress is to make sure that you're comfortable. So make sure to dress in layers.
Ooh.
That way, if it's really hot, you just take off that jacket, or if you're freezing and you just can't think, oh, I have a little hoodie and I'll just put it on and be comfortable.
You want to be the Swiss Army knife of temperature.
Yes, exactly.
You also want to have a drink and some snacks. Ways to keep yourself hydrated and energized throughout the day. As you'll see in a moment, you'll have a chance to eat those during the exam.
Yes, and also there are a few things that you should absolutely not bring.
Oh, yeah.
Like your cell phone. You don't want to bring a cell phone. It could actually be considered cheating. Just leave it at home, along with any other sort of tools and objects, electronics.
Tablets, smartwatches, your protractor, your compass, a ruler,
Yeah.
an abacus.
No, can't use those.
All of those things aren't allowed on test day. I promise you won't need them. Just leave them at home.
Right.
And of course, once that bag is packed, what's probably the most important thing to do the night before the exam?
Just get a good night's sleep, like a really good night's sleep. But don't go to bed too early, where you're just staring at the ceiling and waiting for sleep to come.
Right. Try to get a regular 7 or 8 hours of sleep and try to do that as often as you can in the days and weeks leading up to the exam. The morning of the exam now, what's probably the most important thing to do?
Well, the first thing you'll do is wake up.
Ooh, can't do without that.
Right. So make sure you wake up early. That way you have plenty of time to have a good morning.
Yeah, and one of the things that's part of that morning is to get your heart pumping. Do some exercise or some cardio so that blood and oxygen's going to your brain well before you need that energy on the exam itself. Speaking of energy.
Yes. You want to have a very healthy breakfast. So you want to make sure to eat something good for you.
Sugar.
No.
Donuts.
Definitely not.
Okay, those are raw.
Right. Like the usual stuff. Fruit, oatmeal,
Things that give your body a good, ongoing source of fuel. And one last thing about your body and taking care of it, don't change your routine dramatically. If you always drink coffee, please continue to do so. But if you never drink coffee, bad morning to experiment with a double latte.
Definitely. Do not do anything out of the ordinary.
Good, yeah, absolutely. Just keep it the way it's always been. It'll put you in the most comfortable frame of mind. Once you finally do get there nice and early. The proctor, well, they're human beings, and like human beings, they're different. Some are going to read the instructions verbatim, others will skip over critical details. Some will give you nice 5-minute warnings, others will just randomly say the time is up. You need to review all of the rules for the test, including the rules on cheating, before you get to the test center.
Right, absolutely. And one of the rules is that you do get a break. And you will get this break after section 1. You get a nice 10-minute break. You want to make sure to use that break, get up, move around, have your snack, have a little water.
Right? You also get a 5-minute break after section 3 to do many of the same things just to keep yourself energized. Test is a little bit of a marathon.
Yeah.
You might remember we mentioned cheating a moment ago. Well, we know what is obviously cheating, but even going back and forward throughout the sections actually counts as a violation of the testing rules. It's important then that you stay on task, and again, it's important that you know the rules before you go.
Right, absolutely. And if you ever feel like something out of the ordinary is happening that could be adversely affecting your score, you want to make sure to note that to the proctor. Any irregularity.
Yeah, like a student next to you is coughing excessively, or the proctor keeps shorting you on time. You need to raise your hand and let the testing staff know that immediately, because it can actually be rectified on the spot to improve your test day experience.
You know what else is irregular?
What?
All the bad information that's out there.
Oh my gosh, there's so many SAT myths, and I think being clear on these is going to help you, again, not be led astray down a bad road. First one, I've heard that you get 400 points just for writing your name.
No, of course not. 400 is the lowest possible score, so it's kind of a 0.
Ooh.
Yeah. But I've heard that if you fill in every answer for every question, you're technically filling in every right answer, so therefore you get a full, perfect score.
Right? Yeah, but no, the scanning computer is actually programmed to know what bubble should be filled in for each question. So if you bubble more than that, it will be marked as incorrect. But since we are just going to fill in one letter, a lot of people seem to think that C is the most commonly used answer, and we should use that all the time.
No, definitely not. I mean, while it is okay to guess, any of the answer choices has the same amount of opportunity to be the correct answer.
Yeah.
So just pick one and stick with it. It could be A, B, C, or D. Doesn't matter.
Yep, absolutely.
What about when you take the test? Could be better or worse. Like there's a curve to the test.
Oh, like the month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out that the curves of the exams actually do change a little bit, but it's a really slight variation. We think you should put your best foot forward on your test day, not worry about what other students are doing on other test days. Speaking of other students, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, the SAT is like an IQ test or an intelligence exam.
No, definitely not. The only thing the SAT tests, and you know this as well as I do, is your ability to take the SAT.
Yeah, how well you do on the test that day.
Yeah, and what about this one? A great score definitely gets you into a great school.
Yeah, there's no definites here. Great scores are part of a good admissions package, but an amazing score won't guarantee you admission to a school, and a low score won't keep you out. Admissions boards look at your entire application package when making these decisions. And so we think that all of these things together constitute some things to think about as you go into those final couple of days before your exam. Check the link in the description for a physical copy of these checklist items, and good luck on the SAT.
Well, they don't need luck. They have a plan.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.